It's Linda. This is Linda's World, and I'm loving my Honeymoon Avenue t-shirt, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. I posted a video last night. It was Self-Care Sundays. The video was all about gaslighting, and I'm very proud of my work, and so it stands. I didn't think I was going to be making another video until Wednesday, when new content is called for on my channel. I'm trying to get us into a 3 days a week thing where it's like Sunday and then Wednesday and then Friday, but you know, again, not what the video is about. I kind of can't take it anymore. I had to say something because I am a creator, a small creator, a really small creator, but a creator nonetheless. And there are a huge amount of large creators out there on this platform that are some I watch, some I don't, some I like, some I don't like, some I feel kind of bad for, some I don't feel bad for at all. And recently, all of these people have gotten into some kind of drama. It seems to me that this summer, this 2020 like thing we've been experiencing all year is all about cancel culture, which I vehemently oppose, and YouTubers being made to like apologize for whatever it is that they may have done wrong either in 2020 or last year or 10 years ago. It's a good thing I've only been on the platform a year. I don't think I've needed to apologize for anything yet, but who knows. I am going to be focusing my attentions in this video very clearly on two specific situations. And if I have time at the end, I'll go for a third, but there are two specific people that I really want to talk about on this particular day because it's on my mind. And one of them has been on my mind all summer, and the other one has been on my mind for about 2 days since she posted a long overdue apology video. I guess by process of elimination, if you pay attention to YouTube culture, you'll know that I'm talking about Tana Mongeau as the other one. And the one that I've been thinking about all summer, well, it's Gabbie Hanna. Now, first and foremost, if you are totally into this and you know what I'm talking about, then just don't even you could fast forward through this part. I'll timestamp it for you if I have to, but I'm gonna try to keep the introduction brief. So the thing is that if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Gabbie Hanna is a YouTuber who I believe started her channel in 2013 or 14. I'm not exactly sure because I don't watch her content, so I don't know, or I haven't until this all came out. And Tana Mongeau has been on the platform, I think, for about 5 years. And what they basically do is Gabbie Hanna had what she called the Gabbie Show. She used to be on Vine, which I had to ask a young person what Vine was because I'm 43. And then when that stopped happening, she made the jump to YouTube, had the Gabbie Show, where she basically told storytime videos about weird and negative encounters she had in public or something like that, stories about why this person was effed up or something. And Tana story timed, and her stories were wild and crazy, and stories about doing inappropriate stuff when she was 15, and times that she took a wrong substance that she didn't know what it was, or guys who she was hooking up with did weird stuff, or Uber drivers did weird stuff or whatever. And so for the two of them, their platforms are based on, or the channels are based on, story time. And being a person who has a tremendous amount of stories, mostly negative, from the last 43 years of my life, I think storytime content is really cool, and we could all learn from each other what to do and what not to do, or at least at the very least be entertained by content driven by storytime, because who doesn't like a good story? And if you have cool stories to tell and you're a good storyteller, then a storytime channel is really freaking cool, you know, at least for me. But then there's this canceling apologist stuff. Now is the time where we tune in, even if you know what I'm talking about. I have no script here. I just literally sat down to film this 2 minutes ago. I was watching a video of Alex Cooper and Call Her Daddy, not even thinking about it. So I'm not I wasn't rehearsing anything, or I didn't even make notes. I mean, I made notes about a Gabbie Hanna video, but I didn't, I'm just gonna wing it because I know what I want to say. So I'm gonna get to these. As for the people who are coming for Tana and saying that Tana is wrong in her apology video and wrong for all of the things that she's done in the past that warranted an apology video, I have plenty to say, and I want to start with Tana for for a specific reason, and when I get to Gabbie you'll see why. Tana took to YouTube a couple of days ago, and she apologized for having done wrong stuff. She apologized specifically for things involving some dude named Colin, who I've never heard of before, and some girl named Nessa, who I also, due to my age, have never heard of before, who are both creators and also both people of color. And they claimed that while they were working for or with Tana, that she was microaggressive toward them, and that he had rumors spread about him, and she had her manager, Jordan Morova, who is Tana's manager, like kind of jump ship and not take care of her and like take care of Tana instead. And apparently Jordan spread rumors that she had schizophrenia, which she does not have. And you know how I feel about falsification of mental illness. I don't care for that one iota. As a person with a mental illness, I find that to be reprehensible. So Tana apologized. She sat in a really clean, beautiful bed in a clean, beautiful room in a lovely white crew neck sweatshirt, fully made up, even more than I am today. And she apologized in script for 14 minutes about all the things she wants to take accountability for. And she said that she was going to endorse Joe Biden and give a whole bunch of money to charities to support, I guess, anti-racist rhetoric. And that's great. You know, she's got plenty of money. She's putting it to a good cause. And voting for Joe Biden is, I guess, a vote against Trump. So, cool. But everyone jumped down her throat. And she's winding up having to apologize for her apology video. And everyone is saying that Tana ended her career this week by posting that video. And I could not disagree more with that statement in so many ways. Not so much of the ending of the career, because the thing is, not everybody feels like me. And I'm not her only subscriber. So like, maybe she did end her career because people aren't as enlightened as I like to think that I am. And I'm going to tell you why I'm enlightened and why I don't feel this way. Did it ever occur to you guys that Jordan, whose eggs are in one basket, who pays for his house and his car, and who like goes to the grocery store and like buys cool baseball caps that he wears and everything, that he does all this because Tana makes content? Do we realize that he has a couple of creators on his roster? He doesn't only manage Tana, but that the collective people that he manages make him a whole bunch of dough. And Tana, because she has, I don't even know how many subscribers, like 3 million or something like that, and she also has like different like things out there beside her YouTube channel. She's like a famous for being famous person at this point, like Nicole Richie or Paris Hilton, but yet with the YouTube channel. Paris has one now. But that his bread is buttered on both sides by Tana Mongeau. And that if she wrong steps and if she's going to get canceled, that Jordan has to step up and do something. That Jordan's food will be taken away from his mouth if Tana messes up with hers. Did anyone ever stop to think that Jordan may be the puppet master here? You know, I know it's really weird to think about a woman as strong-willed as Tana being taken advantage of by a man. You know, she's had relationships where she's been taken advantage of and it was terrible. I mean, I truly believe that Jake used her for clout, but then again, she used Jake for clout too. I know that she was cheated on by Lil Xan and all this. So romantically, she's been taken advantage of and it was painful, and she told it to us in her videos. I've seen all of her videos. I'm a Tana fan, but I think that she's being economically taken advantage of very much by Jordan. And I've always loved Jordan. I always thought Jordan was kind of cute and I had a secret crush on Jordan until I stopped to kind of think about the classic case of how in this world that James Brown called a man's world 55 years ago in song.
This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman.
That it is actually maybe the team led by Jordan Morova trying to pin all of Simply Nessa's microaggressions and whatever, all the bad stuff that happened to her on the woman in the front, Tana, because if she looks bad, then she apologizes and looks good. More heat will come to her. People will watch her shit. She will make money off of this, and Jordan will make money off of this. Did it ever occur to you that it's possible that Colin's content or Nessa's content was probably good, but I mean, I haven't watched it. I can't be the judge. I don't know if their content was any good. I honestly don't know who they are. I didn't know who they were prior to this summer. But, so I'm not the best one to ask, but isn't it possible that maybe Tana's content was doing better and Jordan decided to move his eggs to that basket instead of Nessa's basket, and that Tana had nothing to do with Jordan's sudden jump. You know, I mean, her content did. I'm saying her. She didn't call up Jordan and be like, yo, screw Nessa, come with me. Like, I don't know that she's that diabolical. And the reason I don't think she's that diabolical is because, quite frankly, she's a very smart girl, but she's really not smart in certain ways. And she's 22 years old and she's still growing. And she wasn't raised in a climate where that was something you do. You know, she wasn't raised by businessmen. She wasn't raised by people who have stocks, you know, substance abusing pool cleaner and his wife in Vegas, who were working class people with mental health issues in a little tiny, like, air-conditioned-less apartment in Vegas, you know, or actually Henderson, Nevada. And she's told us this. I've seen the videos, and I feel so sorry for the stuff that she's had to endure when she was younger. And, you know, her father's, you know, PTSD from Vietnam and how it affected the family with his anger and his lack of, you know, the lack of resources and stuff like that. So, like, she was raised working class. She does not know how to do this shit. You know how I know? I was raised working class too. My parents both went to work, but like we lived paycheck to paycheck. We were not people who were sitting at HBO with a suit on doing business deals. We did not know that stuff. And I know that Tana doesn't know how to do that stuff. And I know that I'm digressing just a tad, but all of my digressions are worth something if you hear, because the thing is, when I talk in a circle, like every single circle, it has a point. And my point is that we're villainizing Tana for something she did without her knowledge. We're villainizing Tana for something that she did out of the ignorance of youth. And we are pushing cancel culture on a girl who may or may not be taken advantage of by people with Mercedes and neckties that understand this shit more than she does. Having been raised paycheck to paycheck in Henderson, Nevada, and desperately trying to make something of herself on a YouTube platform because she grew up watching YouTube and Shane and everybody, and she thought that it was the greatest thing on earth and that maybe she could try her luck there. And it paid off. That is why I support Tana Mongeau 100%. And was she wrong in some of her decisions? Sure. But as a person who believes in people redeeming themselves, I don't necessarily believe that cancel culture ought to be coming for just a simple blonde girl out there doing her best. If that were true, I would have been canceled 30 years ago. Now let's talk about Gabbie. I used to be of two minds about Gabbie. I really wasn't as hardcore against Gabbie Hanna as I am sitting here on my living room floor today on Labor Day at the end of a summer watching nothing but content about her. You know, I always kind of thought that she was wrong for her behaviors, and I always thought that she was absolutely despicable for allowing her entire fandom, who are pretty much comprised of like girls like a third of my age, you know, for sicking them onto another creator and causing them nothing but a summer full of drama. I won't say who this person is because I watch their content and I think they're trying to move past it, so I'm not going to speak on it anymore personally than that. But I really don't know that that's exactly a cool way to be. But the thing is, I held back. I wasn't exactly negative, and I wasn't exactly banging the nail in Gabbie's coffin and the coffin of her career just yet, because I knew that she was going through a mental health crisis. And I knew that she was genuinely driven batty, you know, by thinking that her channel was being shadow banned, that, and if those of you who don't know what shadow banned means, basically you are erased on your platform so that like your subscribers can't see you. People had written to her saying they were looking for her content, like her new music video or whatever, and being served nothing but hate videos about her instead of her own content as subscribers. Like, it's like YouTube like erased her. And if that's true, that's terrible, and that needs to be fought, and she deserves her day in court, and that's not cool, you know. But what's not cool is repeatedly using the fact that you were going through a bad time as a means of excusing your behavior toward other people who may or may not have been just trying to help you, or who may or may not have just been showing genuine concern, or people who just you didn't like, but you could have left it alone. She didn't do that. And Gabbie has a tendency to really, really harp on individual things. Like, what did this person say about me? What did that person say about me? She reads like every single comment, and she spends her whole day on Twitter. This is compilations, Gabbie Hanna typing aggressively for 5 minutes straight, you know? And, you know, I know that's the symptom of a mind that is sick and a mind that needs to get itself straightened out. And I understand that. I don't understand a person who, and this is why maybe a little personal here, but I don't understand a person who is allowed to sit in California in their beautiful home with their computer in front of them that's all paid off and film videos of themselves looking for receipts of things that people may or may not have said about them that was slightly irksome to them, and making other people the problem, and like trying to like destroy the lives of people who said different, and destroy the YouTube channels of people who dared to question it, even when they're just trying to help. I don't know that that's a cool thing to be, for me to be watching as I sit here in my Brooklyn apartment with 266 subscribers as opposed to her like 5 million, okay? And have to film my videos on my cracked iPhone 7 Plus, you know, with on a ring light that's being held together with duct tape and packing tape on my living room floor in like the worst section of Brooklyn for a person like me, on the eve of going to a job that they hate but can't give up because YouTube doesn't give us enough money yet. I don't know that it's fair. I don't know that it's fair that I get to sit here and feel the way I feel on the eve of my going to work, when there's a person who is genuinely taking advantage of the hearts of minors, you know, and twisting their little souls around so that they think that they're supposed to be out there spreading truth about things that may or may not be so, and causing them to say vile and terrible things to people who are just trying to help them, and sending self-harm images to people who have problems so that they can like get their goat online, and just totally being an internet troll and bully because they're mentally ill. Guess what? So am I. And do you know what I'm doing tomorrow? I'm going to work. Okay, I'm going to take my medication and I'm going to go to work because I have to, because I don't have 5 million subscribers. But you better believe that when I do get 5 billion subscribers, and I'm saying when I get 5 million subscribers, I'm not going to be spreading hate. And I'm not going to be saying that people ought to be canceled because they had a foot wrong one day. Because if everybody who ever said a foot wrong one day was canceled, we would all be in the ground. And none of us would have careers. And the economy would stop. And I wouldn't have an iPhone 7 Plus that's cracked to film with on the broken ring light. Because it wouldn't be manufactured. Because everybody would have been canceled. And the workers who make them wouldn't be allowed to go to work and make them. You see what I'm saying here? So what have we learned? We've learned that I'm a little bit bitter. But moreover, we've learned that cancel culture is despicable. That Tana Mongeau deserves a second chance. And that Gabbie Hanna had better stop thinking that a nervous breakdown is a good excuse to treat people like crap. You know? And furthermore, what I think that we have to take away from this, and I'm taking it away today too, because I'm 43 and this isn't my job, and I hope one day it will be, but it's not yet, and I have stuff to do for my real job and all. I'm taking away the fact that this stuff isn't real. We don't deserve an apology for things people did to other people. You know who deserves it? The people they did it to. Tana doesn't have to apologize to me. She has to apologize to Nessa and Colin, okay? Gabbie doesn't need to apologize to people, and people don't need to apologize to Gabbie, okay, in front of me. They could do it on the phone, they could do it in her house, they could do whatever. I don't need to see it on my screen because it's not about me. And this egocentrism of everyone thinking that they are owed so much in our society all the time, that it be instantaneous, located on that little rectangle that we hold in our hands and press buttons on. And if we don't like it, then we get to toss that person out to sea. That is entitlement. And it goes beyond race, and it goes beyond class, and it goes beyond gender, and it goes beyond age. It is a despicable concept that has occurred in the last, 15 years or so in the human race as technology, which I enjoy, by the way. I'm not one of those anti-phone old ladies, okay? I love technology. It has come about in the last 15 years or so, since these devices have been in our hands, that we are owed the instantaneous truth. And if the truth isn't to our liking, we could ask for something else. That's not how life goes, children, okay? That, as you graduate from high school, college, and what have you, and go out into the workforce, you're gonna see that you get railroaded a lot, and you get silenced for like 85% of the day. And then if you go home and you don't have a less than stellar relationship, you get silenced for about 90% more of that. And the only thing you could do is mindlessly look at a screen of a person who entertains you to get you to take 5 minutes out of your day being silenced and gaslit and everything from your bosses and and the managers and the people you sit with in traffic and the people on the elevator and all that bullshit that we see in the world when we go out into it to earn a living. You will see 5 minutes of happiness on the screen on your little rectangle. And I'll be damned if someone is going to use their demanding of an apology for shit that they didn't do to us. I'll be damned if they're gonna let that take away the person's ability to give me 5 minutes of pleasure on my phone at the end of the night after I've been gaslit by all the people at my job. And I'm just trying to enjoy myself before bedtime. I'll be damned, because that's all we've got left. You know, mindless entertainment. This is mindless. It's okay. It's like watching stand-up comedy or something. It's like something to do that like doesn't have to do with like your mortgage or your social security check or like your grocery bill or your electric bill. It's not real life. It's cute, it's fun, it's nice. You watch people put on makeup or compilations of silly shit that they do in a vlog, and it's great, it's fun, you know? And you escape. So like I said, I'll be damned if they take my escape away. That is why I'm against cancel culture. That and the fact that you can't hold someone accountable for something that they didn't even do to you and didn't even intend on doing in the first place. I'm done. If you are just finding this video by chance and you're not yet a member of Linda's World, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I promise next time I'll be a little less angry. Happy Labor Day.